Recovery Daily podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Aposti. I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic and stroke survivor. And I mean that. I really am grateful. I'm grateful every day, and that's what helps me live better and treat people better and be happier and make better decisions and not be stressed out all the time. There's there's so much more that goes into sobriety than just not picking up a drink. And that's not what I signed up for when I started my sobriety journey. I had no idea that there was this other deeper level of living that was possible. If you would have told me that, I would have been like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm happy. I felt like I was happy. I felt, I was a very emotional person. That's what I always said. And a lot of those emotions that I was feeling were not necessary. They were taking me on this emotional ride that I didn't have to be on. Um, in sobriety, working the steps and learning how to pause, like I talked about yesterday, it allows me to confront those feelings right away instead of being a victim of my emotions and being like, well, I'm a very emotional person. I still cry, if something makes me sad, I still will cry when I share in meetings and stuff. So it's not like I'm not emotional, but I feel like I have a better grasp of what I can control and what I can't control. Um, this morning, the topic we were talking about was, it's Saturday, so it was the daily reflection. And what I heard was about harming other people. So it's the 8th month. That means that we talk a lot about step 8. And when we look at the harm that we had done to others and what our role is in our relationships. And um, what this morning reminded me of, and this was pretty cool for me. That's why I can go every day, and depending on the topic and where I am, mentally, emotionally, I can hear something different each time. And so this morning, what I heard was about I can harm people by committing harm to them, or like, what did I do to you? But I can also harm people through omission. That's what I heard this morning. It's, what did I fail to do? What was I absent from? Um, the reading was, I think the title of the daily reflection was Dropout, or Drop Out of Life, or something like that. So there's this collision of instincts that I suffered from when I was drinking. And because I was suffering on so many different levels and not having any ability to reason or be thoughtful about my actions or how I respond to other people, I would choose to be absent. And the way that I was absent was I drank. And once I drank and I got that layer of protection around me, that was Vela Chardonnay. Once I had that layer of protection around me, as much as the world couldn't touch me, the world couldn't hurt me, I also couldn't help anyone else. I wasn't aware of all of the gifts. At any given moment in my life, there are a plethora of gifts. And sobriety has allowed me to see that. Um, I mean, any given moment, right now, I'm sitting here in this beautiful home that we're trying to sell because we are moving to another beautiful home. And we already had a showing this morning, and that's exciting. I'm looking out this window of this beautiful view out of my living room, and there were just two birds that flew off of the tree right outside my window. And it's like, um, you know how, for those of you who've been listening, longtime listeners, I talked about the signs book, Signs, the Secret Language of the Universe, and I had identified as two blue birds as the sign for my grandparents. I have not seen two bluebirds, but because of that, every time I see two birds together, I think of my grandparents. But the day that my husband came back from looking at the new houses that we were interested in, my niece, hi Em, sent me a text and said she just had two blue birds at her bird feeder. And what's funny, I know I totally left on a tangent because I saw two blue birds out the window. We'll get back to the topic, but what's funny is I can't remember what's funny. What was funny is I don't know. It's gone. I lost my train of thought. So that's fine. We're going to get back to the topic. Oh, I know what it is. What I had decided, because I haven't seen two bluebirds, is that I was like, okay, because I talked to my grandparents. Okay, since you have not sent me two bluebirds here, I'm going to ask that you give me two bluebirds when we find the house that we want to, like the house that we're meant to move into. And that was the same day that my niece sent me a text that she just saw two blue birds. And the book Signs, the Secret Language of the Universe, said that sometimes signs can come through those you love and they let you know. So anyway, believe it or not, that's what happened and it made me happy. So back to the topic. There's definitely when I'm drinking and I'm absent, I'm taking life for granted. I'm slipping into survival mode rather than being able to be aware of all of those gifts. So, how did my absence harm other people? Um, I felt like when I was drinking that my drinking wasn't harming anybody because I was just somebody who stayed home by myself and I drank my Vella Chardonnay, my boxed wine. So how could I be hurting somebody else? Well, my kids were there and my family and my friends were around, and what I see now is that I wasn't participating. I wasn't participating to the level that I am now with the people that I love. There are friends that, since I've entered into stroke recovery, there are friends that I've reconnected with since high school, people that I love, and I wasn't doing any work to nurture the relationship. Um, and I feel like over those years, they had reached out to me, and I would respond to them, and then that was it. I wasn't actually initiating any conversation. So recently, I mean, I'm talking to my best friends from when I was younger, And my best friend who lived up the street, there was two of them, live up the street. I've been talking to both of them. Um, I've been talking to both of my college roommates, two of them. And I actually got a text from one of my college roommates. It was either yesterday or the day before. And she sent a picture of her radio in her car, and it had um, I think We're Alone Now, the song from the 80s by, I don't know if it was Debbie Gibson or Tiffany. I think it was Tiffany, but I'm not sure. And that was a song that her and I used to sing in our dorm room yeah, it was probably in our dorm room because I don't think anybody was playing it at any parties. But I laughed and I thought, this is what friendship is. This is what you get back if you give to a relationship. And that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to reach out to her and build that natural interaction back. And I got it. I got it back the other day and it made me, I was elated. I responded back to her, "You do love me," or something like that. It meant the world to me that she was thinking about me. And that's what I want people to know, that I'm thinking about them. And I try to make an effort to send a text to somebody when they cross my mind, even just for a second. I stop what I'm doing, send a text and say, I was just thinking about you. I just wanted to say hi. And that has been going a long way for me. And I like it. So what what was happening back when I was drinking was the depression that I felt was both the cause and the fuel for my withdrawal from other people. It's like depression was both the cause and the effect of my alcoholism. Um, Alcoholism is, yeah, I don't know if there's a correlation between alcoholism and depression. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but it seems like a lot of us have it. And to me, it's like, which came first, the depression or the alcoholism? I believe that an alcoholic is born an alcoholic. That's what I believe. But it could very well be that as you continue to drink more and more and more, that your cells start to rely on it and it builds up that craving and you become an alcoholic. No idea. All I know is for me, I have had both depression and alcoholism. And both of them were both the cause and the effect of my absence in other people's lives. So I was showing up in my body. I was physically present, but I was not present to the level that I am now. I wasn't aware that I was capable of being more than physically present. I just thought if you're there, you're there. But there is like an emotional and a spiritual level where I can be present. And that, I think, took a big toll on my relationships. And maybe some people noticed, maybe some people didn't. I have always shied away from my college and sorority. And the reason why is because I had so much shame. I had so much shame associated with my behavior back then. I was very, very unstable because I was an active alcoholic back then. And I didn't reach this turning point where where I started giving. I started acknowledging that I was absent. I started acknowledging that I was ashamed. And that's when I started to be able to turn things around. When I stopped living to survive and I started living to contribute. Um, I feel like when I look back, I shared this morning in my meeting, I think I was bad at living because I was just focused on getting things done, doing things the simplest way, getting by. And getting by is partially absent. It is a level of like inaction. And inaction can start to erode connection over time. There's, those people that you reach out to and they never reach back out to you. I still have some of those people in my life, and I have decided in those situations that if this person doesn't reach back out to me and I love them, understand them to be understood, and just continue. Just keep giving. It doesn't hurt me to keep giving to this relationship. If the other person doesn't reach back out to me and I forgive them for that and I want to always have a relationship with them, um, understand why might they not reach out to me? Is it because it's their personality? They're more of an introvert. I forgive you. I'm going to keep reaching out to you. People, sorry, the dogs are barking. Are there people who you're reaching out to and they're giving you clear signs that they don't want to talk to you? Like, I get that. I'm not going to keep reaching out to somebody who doesn't want me to. But there are a couple people in my life that I know they love me, and it's not easy for them to reach out to me. So I forgive them and I just give. I give to the relationship because I have so much to give now. I have so much more in my cup than I used to, because all I was doing for 42 years of my life was living off of spoons. And I want to live off of my cup and spoons, to go back to the cup and spoon theory. So, taking away the drink has absolutely given me a way to live better. I'm so sorry. The dogs are barking. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm going to yell at them. Quiet. Autumn. No, Autumn. Quiet. Autumn. Look at me. Quiet. Boris. Look at me. Quiet. Okay, we'll see what happens. We're going to keep going. That's what we do here on Recovery Daily Podcast. We just work through interruptions, and the dogs are adorable. Okay, so putting down the drink has allowed me to build a new way of living, and I'm learning how to not just be present, but not live to survive. That's really annoying. They keep barking. Uh, Quiet. Autumn, here. Quiet. You're interrupting the podcast and it's really annoying for listeners. Can you not? Can you not? Thank you. Everybody down. Autumn down. No, Autumn down. Okay. All right, we're going to be quiet now. Everybody's going to be quiet now. Learning how to be present, not just to survive, but to give. Moving from a self-centered survival focus to actively giving to my relationship. And having these small intentional actions that rebuild trust and connection, and shifting from a mindset of I just exist. I'm existing to I'm participating in life. And that gives me a level of emotional healing that is not possible alone. I need that connection. I get a lot of spiritual growth by showing up for others, and that feeds my gratitude. And it's so much more fun to participate in life. It's so much more fun to like have an open mind. And when somebody's talking, stop thinking about what I'm going to say and listen to what they're saying to me. Um, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And I do still take medication for anxiety and depression, but before I quit drinking, the medication did not work. It I thought it was working. It definitely made my it made me stop shake. Well, it didn't even do that. But it took the edge off a little bit. Once I stopped drinking, that medication is amazing. And instead of having depression and anxiety define me, they no longer even impact my life. As long as I take my medication, I can live fully, I can contribute, I can give, I can be a part of life. And and stop being a burden to other people. Stop stealing other people's peace. Um, that is a way that I can harm people. I can harm people by not being present, being absent, and stealing away their peace because they're worried. Simply they're worried. So that's what I've got. That's it. You'll notice my different background today. If you are looking at the video, I am in my living room. We just had a showing. That's why the dogs are barking, because we're right outside of the front door and they like to bark. It's really annoying. But during the showing, my niece picked me up and we went to PetSmart and we picked out some toys. And if you want to see what toy we picked out for Autumn, go on to my Facebook page and you'll see this ridiculous looking toy that we bought for only $2.47. It was on clearance, and once again, totally ridiculous. I picked it out. I'm not going to tell you what it was. You have to check my Facebook page. I picked it up and I said to Emily, I was like, this toy doesn't make any sense and it makes me angry. I have to buy it. So I did. And Autumn destroyed it within 5 minutes, I would say. By the time I finished posting about the toy, because it's so ridiculous, she had already killed the toy. So check it out on Facebook. And thanks for listening today. I will talk to you tomorrow.